All right, guys, were you able to pick up a mystery box? In fact, we actually oversold here, but thankfully we had enough to generate the amount of kits that we were dropping. I wanted to send the thanks to all of the folks who bought the kit and also the brands that participated. Remember, we had 30 fragrances in this kit, 24 from separate brands, and then 6 from one house that I'm going to let you know all about them. I'm going to give you descriptions on each of these fragrances so you have an idea of what you're smelling. Find out about it all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Sebastian. I'm talking about SCENTCLUB Mystery Box number 5. We sold out over the Black Friday weekend, and I think we did a couple of emailers for folks that had already registered on the website or had purchased in the past. And then on Black Friday, we opened it up to everybody on the channel. So we did about 600 kits, by the way. This was a pretty challenging kit, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to do something as big as I've done here in the future, especially with, you know, problems happening. I sometimes just cannot, you know, accomplish all of them. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'll be able to do more of these, but for now, we're done with any kind of SCENTCLUB kits for a bit, but let me tell you what's in the kit. So by this video airing, I think you might have all gotten your kits. If not, tune in when you receive it. But the first fragrance in the kit, in the sample I'm going to talk to you about is JUSBOX 54. So those of you that had a difficult time getting your nose on this, it is in there. I coordinated with JUSBOX and their USA distributor to send us the samples. The reason I didn't do the original kit, because a lot of you bought the bottles, so if I put it in the original kit, we wouldn't sell the original kit. But there is a sample, I can't remember what size sample it is, but there is a sample, and most likely a 2 ml in the mystery box of JUSBOX 54, so hopefully you got it and checked it out. And I'll have links in the info box as well for any of the fragrances. But this says, ignite your senses with the captivating aroma of JUSBOX 54, a fragrance that transports you to a world of exotic indulgence. This intoxicating blend of ingredients creates a sexy, alluring scent that envelops you in an aura of mystery and sophistication. Whether you're looking to elevate a night out or infuse your everyday with a touch of luxury, JUSBOX 54 is the fragrance that will make you the center of attention. So that's the first fragrance. Do you want me to smell on camera as well? Let's do that real quickly. I already have done this multiple times with JUSBOX 54, but this is a boozy, sort of tropical, creamy, fruity patchouli fragrance with, you know, vanillic and tobacco-ish and chocolatey touches. It's so super delicious. A really, really fantastic offering. I'm so grateful for this fragrance. And again, I'm also grateful that the distributor and JUSBOX decided to feature it in the latest mystery box. But let's move on to the second fragrance. Just an FYI, I mentioned this in the first video for Mystery Box 5. These aren't in order. So the cards that you receive in the box, I think the designer put them best to fit everything. So like it starts with this fragrance. So they're not in the order I'm reading them. I'm reading the info in the order of the samples that we received. So just, I like to do that because sometimes people send them right away. Some of them send them really late, so I read them in order. But the second fragrance in the kit is GOLDFAWN by the house of PERROY. PERROY is a sister house to Les Eaux Primordiales. I have a video on the channel, a couple of videos on the channel. Go catch those videos. But PERROY GOLDFAWN transports you to a serene, luxurious sanctuary. The harmonious blend of rich, earthy notes combined with creamy vanilla creates a signature fragrance that exudes timeless elegance. This captivating scent is designed to uplift your spirit and leave a lasting impression, making it the perfect everyday fragrance or special occasion statement. If you've gotten your nose on PERROY fragrances, let me know. They're not overpriced, by the way. They're very nicely priced. They also might be a bit younger demographic, but there are some fragrances that are really great. I really enjoy this one. If you like the fragrances of Amélie Bourgeois, who does all the fragrances of Les Eaux Primordiales, you're going to dig this one. This is a kind of a sandalwoody vanilla, so you can get the sandalwood, vanilla, and powdery effect in there. The third fragrance is from the house of Goldfield and Banks. It's Mystic Bliss. It says, Mystic Bliss reflects upon the aurora australis adorning the starry night sky over Tasmania. Cooled by pure Antarctic air, the delicate violet hues of fig fruit and cassis lend color to aromatic notes of native kunzea, cardamom, clary sage, and immortelle. The vigor of cedarwood and hypnotic incense fused with the powdery softness of orris leaves a celestial trail which is grounding, calming, and addictive. So remember, the Scent Club kits are my favorite fragrances, but the mystery boxes are newer releases. So I think the majority of these are from 2024. There might be 1 or 2 from 2023. So this is a fig fragrance. The violet and the fig together creates a fruity candy vibe, but eventually the fig wins over, giving you the whole greenness, but also slight fruitiness in there as well. Yeah, let me know if you've checked this one out. This is Goldfield and Banks Mystic Bliss, the latest fragrance. They've got some good stuff coming out soon from that house. Hopefully you guys will, check those out. But let's move on to the next fragrance, which is INFINIMENT Coty's Encore en Foie. This is their vanilla fragrance. Encore and encore, 1,000 times encore. An overdose of never stop till you get enough, an addiction to skin, its essence, the desire to devour this ambery vanilla. An elixir in the rough swoons with carnal proclivities, a concentrate of voluptuousness overwhelms me. Eternal beginnings, here we go again. Encore en Foie is an addictive vanilla elixir. So this one I actually sampled quite early from this house, and I actually smelled some woman wearing it when they first launched, and she smelled so amazing. So we featured the tobacco in the last mystery box, and in this one we ended up with the vanilla. These two are definitely my favorites. And then there's also the musk created by Nathalie Lorson. That's also a favorite, but that's more of a summer scent. But the two that I've featured are created by Fabrice Pellegrin. This smells so good on skin, guys. Encore en Foie. I love that. But let's move on to Bon Parfumeur's 502 Iris Cartagena, this one right here. Prepare to make an unforgettable impression with Bon Parfumeur 502 Iris Cartagena. This intoxicating fragrance opens with a rich licorice blend of rum and cocoa, underscored by bright mandarin. As it develops, a heart of soft, powdery iris, creamy sandalwood, and smooth vanilla emerges. Grounding the scent is an earthy, woody base of vetiver, papyrus, and indulgent coffee. Elevate your everyday with this captivating, full-bodied fragrance. Are you guys fans of this house? They just launched the extracts. I shot a video with the man who started the brand of the extracts, of 3 of the latest extracts. I haven't been able to put it up, but I'll put it up soon. But this was definitely one of the great ones in the collection. It's a bit on the gourmand side with iris. It's powdery, it's a bit gourmand and boozy. There's nutty effects happening in there. It's super delicious. I think this will find an audience. I think if you like Dior Homme Parfum style fragrances or something like the discontinued Guerlain Iris Torrefi, you might dig this one. Really wonderful. So the next fragrance is from a French house called Bastille, Paris. This is Paradis Nuit. The reason we're featuring this one and not the latest is the latest one was a bit unusual. It's the 14 Juliet, which had the firecracker note. This to me was a bit more embraceable, a bit more traditional in smell, rather than a firecracker smell that somebody might not like. This is soapy and also cacao, and it's super amazing. I really love it. And there's kind of a rubbery smell in there, which kind of is addicting. But it says, Bastille Paradis Nuit is a fragrance where the depth of sandalwood and the warmth of bitter cocoa mingle with the comforting light of Marseille soap accord and cassis flower. An invitation to sensual and reassuring skin-to-skin contact, a celebration of nocturnal freedom, freedom to escape under the cover of the stars, to experience passions without constraints, and to let oneself be carried away by sensations and emotions. Totally free from expectations and conventions, to live alone or in pairs. Are you guys familiar with this house? All of their fragrances, as I mentioned in the video, are 95% all natural. So only 5% synthetics are in there. Yeah, the cacao, the soap, really an interesting combination, but really addicting kind of a smell. If you like soapy fragrances, you got to get your nose on this one. And there is that kind of a strange rubbery kind of smell, which I kind of like in there. So it is kind of fun. But the next fragrance, going to the house of Thomas de Monaco. This is Ultima Storia, this one right here. This was a recent launch. Let me know if you've gotten your nose on this one. This is not like raw gold, but it's a freshy on the warm, powdery side. It says, indulge in a fragrance that transports you to the heart of sophistication. This captivating scent blends rich, unexpected aromas to create a truly unique experience. The opening citrus and coffee notes gives way to a lush floral heart, anchored by a sensual leather and linen base. Whether you're dressing for a special occasion or simply want to elevate your everyday, Thomas de Monaco Ultima Storia is a fragrance that commands attention, a boundless devotion to Italy, its warmth, its people, their stories, a souvenir of joy and light. Yeah, I think if you like almondy, fresh fragrances with citruses, definitely check this one out. I think it'll definitely satisfy. You can actually smell the lemon peel in here. It's nicely blended with the almond, so it creates kind of a powdery effect too. It's really nice. It's not my favorite from the house, but I think for someone that likes this powdery freshness should satisfy. So that's Ultima Storia. The next fragrance is from the house of Maison du Roc. It's YLANG d'Or, this one right here. So YLANG d'Or is my favorite of this house. And even though I kind of would have preferred to feature it in a regular kit, I jumped at the chance to feature it in the mystery box. A harmonious balance of edge and elegance, daring spices of Timor, Sichuan, and pink pepper provide a spark of sensuality, juxtaposed with a blooming heart of bold florals like jasmine, sambac, tuberose, and ylang. A foundation of warm woods and sensual musk wrap the fragrance in a golden glow, paying homage to the starry ylang flower. It's really, really delicious, guys. Those of you that like ylang ylang in a beachy, floral, tropical direction, must get your nose on this. It's super amazing. If you're used to something like Ylang 49 from Le Labo, this is not bad. There's that banana-ish quality that Ylang Ylang produces. Kind of like the banana skin rather than the part you eat. It's so good. Really, really amazing. Probably my favorite Ylang Ylang fragrance. In fact, I believe I ranked it at #1 in my Ylang Ylang fragrances video. If you haven't caught that video, please go catch it. But up next, going to a house called Laboratorio Olfattivo, the 9th fragrance. Remember also, these are not in order that the cards are printed in. This is Laboratorio Olfattivo's Oud in White, this one right here. This is the 2nd fragrance created by Julian Rascanet. An exquisite blend of nature's finest elements, a perfume that opens on a zest of pear, ginger, and raspberry, leading into a heart of intoxicating sensual jasmine. The elegance of cedarwood then encounter the delicate touch of osmanthus and reveals a mesmerizing skin-like feel. At dry down, the fragrance settles into a deep resinous labdanum sandalwood duo with a textured oud that radiates like dawn. A refined signature that envelops in a timeless embrace of floral beauty and woody mystery. So if you're thinking this might smell like Julian Rascanet's creation for Frederic Malle the Moon, it's not bad. This does have indolic touches, so it might come off a bit skanky, but it's really nicely done, guys. Really amazing, actually. Oud in White, I believe the white's referring to the jasmine, but then again, I don't really know 100%. But it's intense with the oud, and the jasmine, when you spray it on the card, the jasmine doesn't come through as much as it does on the skin. On the skin, it does get indolic. So if you're not into indolic notes, indolic experiences, you might not dig this one. And the oud in here also creates a funk. So the combo of the jasmine oud is a bit on the animalic side, but really nicely done. Really, the funkiness is creeping in. It's also kind of smoky as well. So that's Oud in White from the house of Laboratorio Olfattivo. And then we have Maison Tahite's Vanille de Minuit. This one right here, a leathery vanilla. So everything is permitted at midnight with a symphony of warm and sensual notes. Vanille de Minuit captures the essence of the night. Vanille de Minuit opens with a creamy and woody sandalwood, teased by confident and audacious notes of soft leather. Underneath a heart of warm and seductive saffron and spiced vanilla rests atop a rich benzoin base, adding an elegant and enchanting persistence. Notably unisex, Vanille de Minuit is an intriguing and wearable fragrance with a comfortable intensity. So if you like the idea of vanilla, but you think it gets too gourmand, too sugary sweet, this is the kind of vanilla you might want to check out. It's definitely on the masculine side, and it's very leathery. I mean, it's still vanilla. The vanilla is still there. But on the skin, saffron vanilla and the leather develops into more of a leathery vanilla combo. I mean, I'm smelling it on the strip. It tones down the sweetness of the vanilla, making it more leather vanilla combo. It's really nice, quite nice. Definitely on the masculine side for a vanilla fragrance. So the next fragrance, going to the house of new notes, it's AKIGALA Mandarino. This one right here. Are you guys familiar with this one? So AKIGALA is a note proprietary to Gévaudan. It's featured here prominently. A fresh and cheerful blend of mandarin, passion fruit, and raspberry greet you at the top. In the heart, delicate floral notes dance harmoniously, creating a festive-like core. The revitalizing top notes of new notes AKIGALA Mandarino are supported by an earthy and warm base of woody and ambery notes, leaving a passionate trail that is always followed. Immerse yourself in a fragrance that harmoniously marries warmth, freshness, and vitality, evoking a sense of tranquil euphoria with every breath. So this is definitely giving me hints of Ganymede. And Ganymede is created by Quentin Biche, who works at Givaudan, where he uses Akigala wood. And this is Akigala Mandarino. It's a juicy take on something like Ganymede. The mandarin orange is so juicy and plump, succulent almost, nicely contrasted with what you're familiar with Ganymede. I think this is a summer take on Ganymede. Not that you can't wear Ganymede in the summertime, but the fact that it has those juicy citruses overdosed in here makes it very lush and very, summer appropriate. So that's New Notes Akigala Mandarino. Then we have a sample of Mind Games Prodigy, this one right here. Prodigy combines the comforting familiarity of a warm cafe au lait with surprising elements. The foundation is a harmonious blend of sandalwood, vanilla, and soft blonde woods, while the twist comes from the longoza flower, a fresh rosy spice that adds intrigue. Rose Absolute, cinnamon, and bergamot are added to complete the blend, with their notes weaving through the smooth cafe latte effect to create a unique blend of sweet, bitter, and spicy notes. The result is a modern scent that balances familiarity and innovation, satisfying our cravings for comfort while indulging our desire for the unexpected. This is super delicious and very powdery. You definitely get the cafe au lait experience or the cafe latte experience up top, but that goes away. It creates this nice smooth blend of something rosy but overdosed with kind of almost nutty powdery. I'm almost thinking like there's like heliotrope in here, but it wears really beautifully. It's very long lasting actually. At first, also, there's a reminder of something very Middle Eastern. There's a Middle Eastern kind of fragrance styling there, but that kind of goes away. It becomes more like French perfumery when it's drying down. Really nicely done. That is Prodigy from the house of Mind Games. Then we've got Vanille de Sambava from the house of Noeme Paris, this one right here. This is, I think, the third time we've featured this house in this in our mystery boxes. This fragrance is an invitation to get lost in the lushness of the jungle, to feel the vital force of nature in its purest form. Every note of Sambava captures the richness of this mystical land, where vanilla fills the air with its subtle and intoxicating sweetness. A celebration of wild nature, of preserved beauty, and of the sublime aroma of vanilla unfolding like a poem in the air. Sambava is an ode to the power and delicacy of nature, a sensory journey to a verdant and hidden paradise. So this is a vanilla fragrance that does hint at vanilla powder, but to me that goes away. It settles to more of an amber vanilla, and even though it reminds you of vanilla powder, they're not identical, I should say, but you'll be reminded of it. There's a strong amber woody base here with that combo of that reminder of vanilla powder, but it's a kind of caramelly and butterscotchy as well. I think the amber woods in the dry down in the base gives you a bit of a butterscotch caramel effect with the vanilla, which is very ambery in the end, and also powdery. So that is Vanille de Sambava, right here, from Noeme Paris. And next we've got a fragrance from Guy Fawkes called Nightcap, this one right here. I hope you guys can get a bottle of this one because it is a very limited edition fragrance. As a fire dies down and the final sip of your aged bourbon warms your throat, the Guy Fawkes Nightcap fragrance beckons you to linger in the moment. This captivating scent blends smoky, leathery notes with the comforting aroma of charred vanilla, creating an intoxicating fragrance that commands attention. Really nicely done. It's a gourmand that's smoky, leathery, boozy, really delicious, but you gotta like smoky fragrances, guys. If you don't, this one might disappoint, or maybe it will satisfy. I don't know, but it's quite boozy. And also under there, it's a bit soapy. It might hint at something like Jazz Club, but this does have that smoky, charred, kind of leathery effect that Jazz Club doesn't. Really nicely done. That is Nightcap from the house of Guy Fawkes. Now this next fragrance could be challenging to me, but maybe it's not to you. This is Giardini di Toscana's Blue Mare, this one right here. This is a marine fragrance, obviously. Giardini di Toscana Blue Mare is a scent that captures the alluring, sun-drenched allure of the Tuscan coastline. It's a fragrance that awakens the senses and transports you to a private oasis of calm where the stresses of daily life fade away. This is the perfect fragrance for those who crave an escape to the sun-soaked shores of Italy. Blue Mare leaves you feeling refreshed, renewed, and radiantly alive, as if you've just returned from a luxurious seaside retreat. Have you gotten your nose on this one? This is definitely not Bianco Latte. This is very marine. This one's a bit challenging for me, but I wanted to feature some marine style fragrances. Some of you really enjoy them. It's not necessarily uber challenging. I don't think they're using cologne. Cologne is tough. Sometimes seaweed can be tough as well. I think this one also becomes more marine fishy on skin, but on the strip it's, you know, lightly marine and also very woody. But the next fragrance, really wonderful offering from the house of Prod, a Thai house. This is Cherry Syrup Black, created by Chris Maurice, guys. If you're into the kind of like lost cherry or cherry fragrance craze and you want something different, this is definitely one that should satisfy. Prepare to be enchanted by the alluring Cherry Syrup Black fragrance, a captivating blend of irresistible notes that will captivate your senses. This fragrance masterfully combines the sweetness of cherries, the warmth of liquor, and the subtle bitterness of almonds, with a unique green twist of galbanum, creating a truly intoxicating and unforgettable scent. The floral and fruity heart notes adds depth and complexity, while the earthy and sensual base notes linger on the skin, leaving a lasting impression. I really like the idea of this, and I really like the smell. It's really nicely done. It is lost cherry type of cherry fragrances with that kind of greenness that comes in with the galbanum. Just imagine layering lost cherry or something like lost cherry with the Chanel number 19. Like the galbanum in that is like the Chanel number 19 galbanum. Yeah, I really love the galbanum smell, the note. Very prominent here. It cuts right through the cherry. It is quite almondy and boozy as well. And remember, that is created by Chris Maurice. But the next fragrance, I reviewed this on the channel. This is Frederico Parfum's Blooming Amber, this one right here. Blooming Amber is a plush solar fragrance which floats upon the skin. Effervescent citruses and a caress of coriander herald its voluptuous honeyed heart, resplendent with tender florals. As Blooming Amber develops, all of its elements nestle into a velvety base laden with gossamer, amber, musk, and moss. Diffusively warm and downy, it leaves a long-lasting and refined trail in its wake which captivates in all seasons. This is definitely an amber floral fragrance, so blooming amber, you know, flowers bloom and things like that. Go catch my video overview on the entire house. But if you like the idea of a honeyed amber floral, this is very honeyed. So I feel like the flowers that he's using in here also are honeyed. Sometimes some flowers, the nectar has a honeyed smell. So it comes off very honeyed here. If you like the smell of honey, definitely try this one. But it's more of a floral honey rather than the honey itself that you eat or consume. Really nicely done. Really, it's an indie house, so it's a smaller scale house, but I think very quality work. Then, this is the only feminine targeted release in the kit. It's Roger Parfum's Elysium Pour Femme Eau de Parfum, this one right here. Flowers bloom in their most beautiful and fragrant way, casting a kaleidoscope of color across the horizon. A refreshingly sweet aroma bestowed with an abundance of gifts from the natural world. Roger Parfum's Elysium is an ethereal blend of delicious fruits and transparent flowers, suspended in a soft cloud of musks. Transcending from a heroine into a divine goddess, the paradise she inhabits is entirely her own making. So I've featured some male targeted releases. This is the first time we're featuring a feminine targeted release. So there's the male version of Elysium, and this is the feminine version in Eau de Parfum. It's very floral and a bit green also. It comes off a bit stemmy and also saffrony. I don't know the notes breakdown for this. Kind of comes off very laundry, fresh and clean, but eventually has some depth when it's drying down. It will become woody and ambery in the base notes, but it's very, very fresh up top. Definitely has like a fresh, clean linens smell, but like imagine washing your linens with flowers kind of a thing, if that is ever existing. That's what I get with this one. So that is Roger Parfum's Elysium Pour Femme Eau de Parfum. Then we have a really great vetiver fragrance. This is Ex Vetiver from the house of Juliet Has a Gun. Have you guys tried this one? It's so fresh, guys. Really, really fresh. This perfume is an overdose of vetiver, no less than 3 different varieties in the formula. Vetiver from Haiti, India, and Indonesia. At first glance, there's a real Hesperidic freshness that is citrusy and truly elegant. Then the woods join into the dance, rich, slightly smoky. The formula is built on a duality between the powerful facet of the root and citrusy accord, more delicate, refined, and fusing. The result is genuinely elegant and sophisticated. I highly recommend this one. This one smells so, so good. It's vetiver, but very fresh, almost kind of in the style of original vetiver from Creed, because I always connected that fragrance to Mugler's cologne, like a very fresh citrusy vetiver, and that's what I get with this one. It's so, so nicely done. Really, really nicely done. I think this is going to be a perfect summer fragrance, but you guys get your nose on it and try. Really, really wonderful. Very bright, like so bright. It's just a breath of fresh air, like just invigorating freshness. The next one is Born to Stand Out's Naked Laundry. So Naked Laundry is one of the trio of animalic musky fragrances from Born to Stand Out. Naked Laundry opens with the crisp, airy scent of mandarin and aldehydes, freshly laundered sheets, clean and innocent. But beneath the surface, things are about to heat up. Ambronol and scatol bring an animalic sweaty undertone, hinting at bodies pressed together. Tangled in those once pristine sheets, mimosa and white caramel add an irresistible sweetness, but it's the honeyed warmth and musk that turn this into a dirty, unapologetic embrace. So it is very aldehydic up top, by the way. Yeah. Really wonderful. It smells of fresh laundry, fresh linens up top, but when you're wearing it, the scatol and the animalic notes comes through. It does get dirty. If you like surprises like that, you might want to check out Naked Laundry. If you don't like animalic notes, use caution, I would say. But you've got the sample if you bought the mystery box, so check it out and see what it's all about on your skin. Next, we are talking about a fragrance from the house of de Gabor. It's Alscherm. I think that's how you say it. Really wonderful leather, by the way, guys. Have you guys tried this house? They are sold exclusively at Fragrance Vault in South Lake Tahoe. And I'm surprised at how great this leather is. It's a nice, soft, almost suede-like leather with a fruitiness. And no, it doesn't smell like Tuscan leather. Prepare to be enchanted by the mesmerizing essence of de Gabor Alscherm, a masterpiece from niche perfume house Parfums de Gabor. This exquisite amber spicy fougere fragrance is a captivating symphony of rare and precious ingredients, expertly crafted by perfumer Gabriel de Gabor. Immerse yourself in the intoxicating allure of de Gabor Alscherm, and let its irresistible magnetism transport you to a realm of refined elegance. Let me know if you're familiar with this house. Do you have a favorite fragrance? Really wonderful leather here. I like the soft, bright fruitiness of the raspberry that's in here against the suede-like leather. On skin, it's much better than what I'm smelling on the strip, but gives me an idea of the kind of leather it is. Not animalic whatsoever, at least not to me. So the next fragrance, we're going to the house of Ormae. This is Trois 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 Extrait de Parfum. Let me know if you're familiar with this all-natural house, but I think they're no longer all-natural. A lot of their original fragrances are. This new Extrait de Parfum edition of our Eau de Parfum is inspired by a nighttime performance at the Opera Garnier. A mystical and vibrant atmosphere, waxed parquet floors and incense binds the woods together. Raspberry, cedar, sandalwood, patchouli, and vetiver. This fragrance unveils a new gourmand approach to the original woody blend with a fresh gingery top note, creamy sandalwood, roasted note of vetiver, and fruitiness of raspberry wood accord. And this version I much prefer than the original. This is an Extrait de Parfum, but I think the original was a bit boring to me. There's some excitement in this one. It does have some spice and light sweatiness as well on skin for me, and that fruitiness and a bit of, I mean, they're calling it gourmand, but I wouldn't call this personally a gourmand. I think it has gourmand-like qualities, but this is more woody, spicy, and ambery to me with light fruitiness. Nicely done Extrait de Parfum for me. I think they did a great job with it. I didn't care for the original, but I love the extract. But the next fragrance is from the house of Essential Parfums. It's Neroli Botanica. Spicy and vibrant at opening, the fragrance bursts with notes of curcuma, leaf, and ginger, studded with a duo of pink and black peppers, gloriously enhanced with neroli and sambac jasmine. The orange blossom unleashes all its floral strength. Its solar and voluptuous facets blends with the green and velvety woody base notes of vetiver and sandalwood, both labeled with the sustainable label for life. This I had a preview of early on at Exxon's. Really wonderful offering. I think I had it last year, actually, come to think of it. Did this launch? Earlier this year, actually, I should say. The patchouli came out last year. But it's a Anne Filippo creation, and it's gorgeous. Really gorgeous, beautiful, fresh neroli orange blossom with green stemminess, and spices, of course, as well. It's very soapy and clean, for sure. Really nicely done by this house. They do really great fragrances. But, you know, they do have that extract that's just launched as well. So not for this one. It's the Bois Imperial extract. And the last fragrance before we move on to the 6 fragrances is from the house of Kajal. It's Le Mar Noir, this one right here. Guys, this is beast mode. Be warned. This one is a room filler. Le Mar Noir unveils a luminous, elegant blend of citrusy bergamot, luscious green apple, and exotic tropical fruits, which gets further softened by powdery nuances of violet. The heart unfurls the coziness of a balsamic accord, which gets further enhanced by a sweet duo of caramel and vanilla. The soft melange turns into a delicate bouquet of rose and floral accords, that are accentuated by hints of geranium. The base features a robust blend of leather, oud, gaiac wood, cashmere wood, musk, amber, wood moss, which lend the blend a balance's character and depth. That's what the description says. But this one's strong, guys. It is oudy. I think they've changed the formula a lot because I really, really love the original Lamar. This one is a really dark, really dark. The fruits almost do not come out. They're really washed over. Just dark, smoky, leathery, intense, and the fruits are just trying to survive, you know, along the way. They're overwhelmed by the dark notes. So if you like the idea of dark fragrances, not so fruity, definitely check out Kajal Lamar Noir. And then we've got 6 fragrances from a brand new house called Bouchard Colbert, an indie house, the US house. And we're going to start off with the first one called Knife Thrower. So Knife Thrower is this one right here. Focused and fluid, this agile blend evokes confidence, strength, and determination. Bright ginger fuses with the crispness of grapefruit, while musk and fern ground this fresh gender-neutral fougere with artistic precision. This was definitely one of my favorites from this house. There's a few that I really enjoy. There's definitely a masculine edge about this one. Fougere idea comes up. Of course, it's a gender-neutral unisex, but for me, it does lean a bit on the masculine side. It's very aromatic, it's spicy, and also the tonka bean smell is quite prominent in this as well. And you can see the fern on the label right there. Fougere basically means fern in French, and fougères are barbershop fragrances. So the next fragrance is called Le Bain de Lulu, this one right here. So it's Lulu's Bath. Playful, coquette, and femme fatale coexist as one. Spicy layers of cardamom, nutmeg, and burnt sugar transform a delicate base of powdery violet and rose into an addictive orchestra of sultry contrast. This one does have a bit of a lipsticky edge. Whenever I get the combo of rose and violets, it's powdery and lipsticky at the same time. So this does lean a bit feminine, but the first one leaned more masculine, obviously. But definitely has spicy edges and quite powdery, and I feel like there's amber and woods in the dry down as well. But up top, you got the rosy kind of violet lipsticky kind of powdery effect. But not my all-time favorite from the house. The first one I enjoy a lot more, but women might enjoy this one a little more. But this is Le Bain de Lulu. The next one is, I'm probably going to butcher the name, but this is La Hantise. This one right here. So a surreal flashback fades into a wearable, dreamy whisper. Nostalgic florals, bright citrus, and smoky vetiver linger like a haze in this ethereal blend. Are you guys familiar with this house? It's brand spanking new. I believe they're based out of Arizona. Now this one to me smells like a Comme des Garçons. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Comme des Garçons fragrances, especially the earlier ones they did. That kind of synthetic, metallic, kind of, can't remember the name of the fragrance, which I wore in the late 90s. It totally reminds me of that. But I feel like it's the combination of the notes giving me that kind of, almost like plastic, synthetic, melted wires and electricity kind of combined together, and metallic touches. It's just kind of that kind of a combination. If you like this kind of a Comme des Garçons style fragrance, definitely check out La Hantise. Of course, you have the sample if you bought the kit. The next one is Lutin Errant. This one right here. Lutin Errant, an invitation to embrace curiosity and succumb to moments of mischief. Cedar, white musk, and amber beckon, while mushroom, creamy coconut, and rum tempt new possibilities. Really enjoyed this one. I mean, this last one I enjoyed as well, and it's also super strong. This one I enjoy more. I like the idea of earthy mushroom. Really earthy and very grounding for me, for sure. But it has woody, ambery touches as well, and you pick up the earth, almost like soil tincture comes in. But I feel like the creaminess of that coconut kind of gives it a smooth edge. Like you can pick up the earthy touches, but also you're picking up this kind of smoothness. It's a very balanced and very cozy at the same time. This is a great one from this house. That's Lutin Errant. This one right here. Let me know if you're familiar with it. If you've sampled the fragrances yet and you've, made up your decisions on what you think about them, do let us know. Put a comment down below. Remember, the mystery box are fragrances that are brand new. So these are fairly recent launches. And this brand just launched, by the way. The next one is Misha, this one right here. So Misha is profound confidence, striking restraint, soft florals, citrus and neroli evoke moonlight memories, while rare saffron, elemi, and musk distill timeless elegance into scent. This to me has a lot of leathery touches. I'm almost picking up a lot of saffron for some strange reason. It's quite spicy and aromatic at the same time. Not this one's not my favorite, although I think on skin it smelled better. But if you like the idea of saffron, for me this is very saffron forward. Maybe it's not even saffron that I'm smelling, but for me it smells of saffron and aromatic spicy leather. So this is Misha. And also I should also say saffron gives me the reminder of when I visited a saffron shop in Dubai to buy saffron. So that is like a saffron bomb. If you are into the idea of saffron, check that out. And the last but not least, my favorite, it's Faison d'Or, this one right here. Total autumn in a bottle. If you like autumn fragrances, you're gonna enjoy this one. Fairy tale becomes reality in this transformative yet understated gourmand. Sweet caramelized sugar and Valencia orange complement warm spicy notes, while deep autumnal woods and smoke spark the rich individuality within us all. This is really yummy, and it's totally autumn. And Faison, pheasant, isn't that like an autumn game people eat? I'm not a big fan of game meat, so game birds. Turkey's the only game, I guess I should say, but it gives me very much autumn vibes when I smell this and tested it out. It's quite gourmand. Also has a kind of autumn air smell in there. Really nicely done. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's citrusy orange, but sweet citrusy rather than, you know, the tart citrus, but really nicely done. It has a bit of a dough vibe as well, so it's very comforting. So that is Faison d'Or from the house of Bouchard Colbert, and that is the last fragrance in the kit. So 30 samples total for you guys. Let me know which fragrances stood out for you the most. Add a comment below. And I appreciate you guys taking advantage of getting the kits. We oversold it this time, as I said. So I'm hoping we don't have any problems with them, because we're not going to have enough to go around if there are. I'm hoping that we have everything perfect, and you know, you got your kits, everything is fine, you're smelling them and enjoying them, and then also taking advantage of buying some of the fragrances. I'll have links very soon. I'll probably do a third video with a discount code. Stay tuned for that, or I'll add them here as well. But either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.